Hey, what's going on YouTube? RMO25 bringing you another deck profile. Basically, I was asked to have a deck profile on Virizion Genesect Raichu, and that's what I'm going to do today. On this video, I will only show you the deck, and I will have one game with this deck, and I will also have this deck on PTCGO tournament testing alpha number 5. Yeah, today we had alpha number 5 for tournament testing. I was able to play in a couple of tournaments, 4 to be precise, and my first tournament was with this deck. So that is a very long video. It's, I think, 40 minutes long, but you can see just how tournaments work if you have not tried them yet. So let's go and check the deck, and let's see. This is a very well, it's very interesting because Raichu is a very powerful card, and Buffalon is also a very powerful card. For starters, basic structure for Virizion Genesect decks: 3 Genesects, 3 Virizion, pretty standard. Some Virizion decks run 4 of Virizion, but I will stick with 3. 2 Pikachu, 2 Raichu. Basically these things hit and die, that's what they do, but they don't give up to prizes unless you are playing against Lugia, and Lugia really does not want to come out to play if you have Raichu. This thing will allow you to hit for weakness things like Yveltal EX, Lugia EX, Tornadus EX, and a few other water Pokemon. And formalized Pokemon into this deck, I like to run one Buffalon, just one. The reason I like to run this Buffalon is because the combination of Hypnotoxic Laser, Muscle Bend, and Gold Breaker does 170 damage, which is huge. And if you're not able to get that 170 damage, pretty much you are setting up for a knockout 2 turns later using Genesect's Megalo Cannon. Yeah, so Pokemon, pretty basic, pretty standard, nothing very fancy, nothing very weird, but that's it. For trainers, supporters, and stadiums, I have only 2 Congress Machine because I really think if you have 3 or 4, sometimes, well, not sometimes, lots of the times, Congress Machine gets discarded using Ultra Ball and Unipers and things like that, so I think 2 is just the right number. 3 Energy Switch. Energy Switch is awesome, just awesome in Virizion Genesect decks because it allows you to to set up things, move energy around, and basically it will allow you to keep attacking. That's the only reason why this thing is right here. For Hypnotoxic Laser, very explanatory, very common in a lot of Virizion Genesect decks. I'm running 4 Hypnotoxic Lasers, and as you can see, 2 Virbank City Gym. I'm not using a Sky Arrow Bridge. I'm not, because I think that the combination of Hypnotoxic Laser with that, and sometimes even Virizion is just great. And yeah, these become pretty much dead cards against another Virizion Genesect decks, but sometimes they will really save you games. a lot of the times. Yeah, and that's a very powerful card, so I run 4 of that. 1 Super Rod, I was using 2 in other versions of this deck, but since this is more like hit, die, or keep hitting as long as you can, basically I just have this to get back the energy, and sometimes I get to discard some stuff, so yeah, that's why I have 1 and not 2 like I usually do. 1 Switch, because I'm not running Sky Arrow Bridge. I need sometimes a way to have things out of the active position, and that is not most of the times because this deck is pretty straightforward. Basically, Emerald Slash until you have your bench powered up, and then you start to attack with your bench, and you really don't care if a lot, because most of the times basically you will be trying to knock things out. So there are not a lot of times that you want to retreat. One Plasma Ball, because Plasma Ball is great, that gives you one Genesect EX just because you can get one Genesect EX. And I don't want to discard unnecessary resources looking for those Genesect EX. Total Scrappers, pretty standard for nowadays decks. 2 Ultra Balls. I'm not running that many Pokemon, so I think a combination of 1 Plasma Ball and 2 Ultra Balls is just okay. And going into my supporter line, I'm running... come on, stop. Okay. 2 Colress, 4 Professor Juniper, and 3 Shadow Triad. As you can see, I'm not running Skyla. And I have tried Skyla in this deck. It works sometimes, but most of the times I use Skyla just to get Professor Juniper or another draw supporter. So I decided to cut it down. And instead of Skyla, I decided to add Colress, because if you don't know, Raichu's Circuit does 20 damage for every Pokemon that you have in your bench. So most likely you will have to have a huge bench, and that is why I prefer Colress over Skyla in this particular build. 3 Shadow Triad, I have tried 2, but I really don't like it, because lots of the times you will be using that to get a Colress, to get 1 Genesect, to just discard 1 with Ultra Ball or Juniper. So sometimes you need that extra Shadow Triad to get either G-Booster, Plasma Energy, or even a Genesect EX. So that's why I'm running 3. 2 Virizion City Gyms. I decided to stay on 2 because with that many Yveltal decks out there, you will see Virizion City Gym everywhere. Really everywhere, so you really won't have to worry that much about the Stadium War, besides maybe Blastoise decks and Rainbow decks. But yeah, so that is what I decided to go with too. G-Booster, pretty standard ace spec. I don't think there is any Virizion Genesect deck that does not run this ace spec, and I'm playing 3 Muscle Bands, because the combination of Muscle Band with Virizion does 70 damage, which allows you to then Megalo Cannon and take knockouts on 170 HP EX Pokemon. And you can also attach that into Genesect, and after 1 Emerald Slash, that the math is basically the same. You will be not one hit. You will be dealing with 170 HP EX Pokemon in a combination of these 2, which is great. It is huge to be able to do that. Also, Muscle Band allows you to not need to have your bench full to be able to attack with Raichu. And as I told you before, the combination of Virizion City Gym, Muscle Band, and Gold Breaker with Wufalan is just too powerful not to have it around. On the energy side, you can see that this is weird, a very weird energy spread, because I run 8 grass energy. You will need lots, and by lots I really mean lots of grass energy to make this deck run. And even though I will want to have at least 1 more, I think that extra power that just 1 DCE gives you, it's huge. 1 DCE will allow you to have a Raichu going on, just like that. That will allow you to set up Wufalan's Gold Breaker very fast, and you will be able to discard just 1 energy using Megalo Cannon in Genesect. So that is why I'm running 1 DCE and 4 Plasma Energy, pretty standard. That will allow you to Red Signal, use Colress Machine, things like that. Yeah, that is pretty self-explanatory, and you cannot run more than 4 Plasma Energy, so let's stick with that. So that is basically the deck. It's a very straightforward deck, just like every Virizion Genesect deck with basically change of Raichu. There are a couple of texts that you can include. I have seen this deck using Jirachi EX. I really don't like it. I really don't like Jirachi EX. But sometimes it can be a pretty cool deck because it allows you to get supporters. Other thing that you can do is switch out the combination of Hypnotoxic Lasers and Beerbank City Gyms for Skyar Rich and maybe more Grass Energy. That will allow you to have a more consistent build. You will not deal that easily with things like Lugia, because Lugia can pretty much one-hit KO all your EX Pokemon, but it's another way that you can run this deck, and it's really, really consistent. Besides that, maybe adding another Raichu, adding more DCs, that's basically up to you guys. Really. And just so you can see that this deck really works, let's go back here, and as you can see, I know 11 wins is not a lot, but I think I have played more than that. And yes, you can see I have not lost according to this, but that's not true because I have lost a couple of games with this deck and basically drawing nothing. So as you can see, this has a pretty good record, a very good record. So the deck works. And with the upcoming release of Flashfire, looks like the most hyped card in the next format will be Pyroar. And Raichu is maybe right now the best counter to Pyroar, maybe, because it's a stage 1 Pokemon and it's able to attack with just one double colorless energy, and since it's a stage 1 Pokemon, it's not affected by Pyroar's ability, which I don't remember the name. So that was the deck, that was the video. I hope you all enjoy, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more content. Thank you all for watching. Please let me know if you want to keep watching these kind of videos. I do deck profiles only when either you ask me to or when something important happens, like a very obscure deck winning a huge tournament. So that's it. I will see you all next time.